Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. With the Scottish economy slowing down, with unemployment increasing, you'd think you'd want to do everything you could to increase productivity. But not the SNP. God, no siree, Bob. They want the opposite. They want to harm productivity. There's already a few quangos in Scotland that operate on a 4-day week. They're paid the same as if they could do a 5-day week, but they only do 4 days, which goes to show that they're underemployed. Perhaps if there's a 4-day week, they should only get 80% of the money, because obviously there's only so much work that could have been done. Having looked at these quangos, which were sort of test beds, if you will, the SNP government decided, you know what, everyone in government should only do a 4-day week, and they want to make the 4-day week the standard working week in Scotland. They say this is the future. It gives people more time. Now, there is an argument that increasing leisure time is better. Henry Ford, it was the one who introduced the 2-day weekend. And you know why he introduced this? Was because he made cars. And he knew if there was a 2-day weekend, people would have a need for a car. And it worked. And so the 2-day weekend became the norm. But the 3-day weekend, I'm not sure. I'm not convinced. And the reason is, whilst you might argue it's better for the environment because people aren't travelling in and out to work 5 days, but only 4 days. So, commuting on the Friday or whatever would be easier. But here's the argument. Businesses need to run more or less all the time. So you would still have a 7-day working week. You just have people having a Tuesday off or a Thursday off. But then you're going to get the lucky bastards who get a Friday or a Monday off. And then there's resentment. Unless we just as an entire world adopt the 3-day weekend. I've heard an argument for this, and it came from an odd source who said, well, the Muslims like a Friday off, the Jews like a Saturday off, and we like the Sunday off. Why not just make Friday, Saturday, Sunday a weekend and say it's the religious part of the week? And that's all very fine and pleasant. But what if you're atheist? Or what, say, if you're a business owner who wants to make money? Or what if you're a government who wants people to work and make money so you can tax them more and create and pay for all the services? You see, it's more than just the individual's time off. There's so many different aspects to this. There'll be some people saying it's a good thing. There'll be some people saying it's a bad thing. I am indifferent. My personal view, really, is if a business, not a public body now, if a business can afford to have a 4-day week, that's up to the business owner. That's a decision for him. It's a commercial decision. But public bodies are somewhat different. Perhaps with public bodies, you shouldn't be contracted on the number of days you work, but the number of hours. And as long as you do 37.5 hours a week, you'll get paid. Now, you may want to spread them out and go, well, I'll come in 2 hours earlier through 4 days, and that's fine. Maybe, something like that. Or whatever it would be. You can arrange it how you like. As long as there's permanent cover that anyone from the public ringing up a department can speak to a person at the pointy end of that department, absolutely fine. But, the world may need to change. I'm not averse to change. If you're incapable of evolving, you will go extinct. But we need to consider very, very, very carefully the ramifications and consequences and not rush into anything. Who knows? Of course, increased leisure time opens up whole new leisure industries, doesn't it? The 3-day weekend becomes the norm. People might choose to go away and have little mini breaks far more often. That sort of thing. It's all there. There's possibilities, which is why I'm kind of fairly ambivalent towards it. But it'd be interesting to get the take from you. What do we think? Should it be increased? Should it be the same number of hours on fewer days? Or are people generally overworked and need to just do fewer hours? It's a very challenging question, isn't it? But certainly, I don't think government should be reducing days, or at least it shouldn't be reducing cover, put it that way. The government should not shut down, and public services should not shut down on a Friday, for example. Leave that there. You're over to you. Let me know. Thanks very much. Bye.